Hey up guys, how's it going? Welcome to the next video in my Everton save. It's been quite a long time since I did a last video, about 2 months, and basically it's been because I just haven't had the ambition to play the game, and the season ended, and playing other games, console games, enjoying that, playing on Xbox Live, and whatever time I had, I was putting that into playing my console games instead of playing on Football Manager. But now the season has started up again. Everybody's in the football spirit. I've got the urge to play Football Manager again, and I'm back on my Everton save. We're going towards the end of the fourth season, and we're in some really good spots here. So what I'm going to do is go through the fixtures that we've had since the last game, which was against Swansea. And I actually had to backtrack and look at my last video to realise it was against Swansea. And we've had a lot of games, as you can see here, and I won't go through every single one because it'll literally take 100 years. But since that Swansea game, up until the Man United defeat, which was 4-1, we had just a run of games where we were just easily winning the games. We beat Fulham 3-0, Watford 2-0, then we beat Rochdale 2-0 in the FA Cup fourth round. We had a great win against Arsenal 5-1 in the Premier League. Memphis Depay actually scoring 4 goals in that. Nice win against Norwich there to get some revenge for them beating us in the Capital One Cup. They actually knocked us out of the cup. Then we had a 1-0 win against West Brom. I'll go through the main fixtures after this now. We beat Colchester 5-2 to actually get through to the sixth round of the FA Cup. We had a 2-2 draw against Porto. And then we had a 4-1 win against Blackburn 4-1 in the sixth round of the FA Cup. And then we actually beat Porto technically on away goals. So we had 2 draws against Porto, and I actually felt kind of lucky to go through because they played way better than us in the second leg. And then we had a 4-1 defeat to end our unbeaten streak against Manchester United. They just completely outplayed us in that game. Then we had a 3-3 draw against Chelsea, and Chelsea are sort of our rivals at the moment, as you will see. And then we beat Marseille 3-1 in the quarter-final of the Champions League first leg. We had a nice win against Tottenham there, as you can see, which were great. 1-0 win against Marseille in the quarter-final second leg, so that booked us our spot in the semi-final of the Champions League. We had a 5-2 win against our rivals Liverpool in the Premier League, another nice 5-1 win against Aston Villa, and a 2-1 win in the FA Cup semi-final. And against Chelsea we lost 3-2. Very competitive game. Harry Kane played great in that game because of Lukaku being injured. He'd put in a good shift. And then we lost against Newcastle in a game I actually knew I was going to lose. I had some injuries in defence, so I had to play like Seamus Coleman at at centre back alongside Dede and Phil Jagielka, who hasn't really played all season. So they were kind of lucky to actually win that game despite our weakened state. But now we've got our players back for the second leg of the semi-final against Chelsea. We've got every single chance of actually getting through to the Champions League final. And anybody that's followed this save will know that we actually won the Europa League last season. So actually winning the Europa League and then the Champions League within 2 seasons is just being an insane achievement for me on this Everton save. And we will actually play Chelsea in the FA Cup final later on. So they're our rivals at the moment, Chelsea. In the league, we're currently third on after 36 games. We've got 72 points. United have ran away with this league on 93 points. 21 points ahead of us with the same amount of games. Chelsea have got 35 points. From 30, no, they've played 35, and they've got 76 points. So we could still basically finish in the top 3 with 3 points ahead of Manchester City, and we're about 5 points ahead of Liverpool. So basically in a great position to finish in the Champions League places. We've got Nottingham Forest and Charlton left in the Premier League, so I expect us to at least get 4 points in those games. So a big game against Chelsea here, massive game. just looking at the squad, let's have a little look here. The best player so far really has been Memphis Depay, especially since coming in January. But I think the overall best player this season has been Leighton Baines so far with a 7.52 rating. But he's injured and will miss the remaining games of the season. So it's just a pity, you know. Kieran Gibbs has come in and played okay in the games he's been in. But next season, I'm really looking forward to next season as well. I will do a 5th season on this Everton save. I've got a player coming, and you might know of him. He's called Iniesta. He will be coming. I think I'll be selling a couple of players and trying to improve the centre midfield. But you know what? Let's get to this game against Chelsea. We do need to score goals, obviously, because they're winning 3-2 from the previous leg. So what I'm going to do is just try and play the normal football we play in the first half. See what happens in the second half. But you know, instead of Roberto, I'm going to be using Martino because you know, Roberto hasn't played too well recently. So let's just have a look at Martino. I don't have to use him as an advanced playmaker or deep line playmaker. Let's lose him as an advanced playmaker here in this game. Nathan Redmond's come back from injury. He's out for quite a long time, about 3 or 4 months. Chelsea's teams basically looks the same as the last game, but now they're using Besic or Besic, however you want to put it. So big game. You know, if we need to score goals though. You know, we can't just win 1-0 for example, because they've got the away goals from the last game. So if we won 2-0 for example, that'd be perfect. Eden Hazard time marking. Yeah, we owe him. Let's start the match, guys. Just going to see how it goes in the first half, basically. Let's just hopefully not concede any goals, but if we do, you know, that's the end of our run in the Champions League. But reaching the semi-final has just been a great achievement for me personally. You know, if you remember last time in the Champions League, I didn't actually get out of the group stages. So, you know, that was my second season. Okay, 36 minutes gone. Their team looks kind of fatigued. And Czech saves it. Czech's still playing for Chelsea on this save. Obviously, I started this when Football Manager's basically just come out, so terrible pass there from Coleman, but he retrieves it anyway. Knocks it down to Redmond. Redmond normally loves to run from this position. Passes it to Lukaku. Mertens. Sloppy, but Gibbs gets there and Lukaku scores to make it 3-3. But we need to score another goal because these away goals, it would kind of be ironic if we lost on away goal rules because of how we beat Porto. Let's have a look. Dede's been a bit suspect at the back recently. He's had some shady games, but David Luiz is out injured. Passionate. Just trying to give him that encouragement to get revenge after last time. Start the second half. Shall I attack? Let me see how it goes up until the 60th minute. 65th minute, shall I say. Gibbs intercepts there. Okay, Hazard with a corner. And Jorginho scores, so we've literally got our backs against the wall here. They scored 3 away goals, so even if we scored again, we still need to score 2 goals. Let's go attacking. Has to be done. If we can pull this around, it'd be amazing. If you remember, the thing is, when I go attacking, normally the defence goes a bit shady. So Cuadrado, Hazard, Oscar, That's it, a typical goal to concede on Football Manager, the goalkeeper parrying it out and somebody being there to slot it in. 5-3 on aggregate, 2-1 on the night. As soon as I go attacking, we concede a goal again. Gibbs to De Bruyne, not really getting to anybody there, that was just terrible. And he's had a great season, De Bruyne. Berardi, Stones knocks it out of play. For 53% of the possession, but look at the amount of shots Chelsea have had with their possession. Not like a team that really want to win this. We haven't played too well then. With the possession we've had. Looks like we're going to be knocked out of Champions League here. Zaha. Coleman, come on. Still, no, we can't do it, can we? We scored 2 goals? No. Okay, let me quickly pause it. Overload. Let's go to tactics. May as well go for it. You never know on Football Manager. Kajoa. Let's bring on Roberto for Martino. And just in case it goes into extra time, let's keep a sub on the bench. Gibbs to Mertens. It's a shame that Depay can't play, but he's like cup tied, if you want to call it that. Being a bit sloppy today, just give it straight to Oscar there. Martino basically just, Costa's injured and he's still... Look, what the fuck is that? Is this whatever. 2 sloppy goals that by a goalkeeper, parrying it out, and Oscar's there right at the right time. Can't stand those goals, mate. Literally. (3-1) on the night, 6-3 on aggregate. Reached the semi-final with an Everton team. I'm happy. I'm not going to have a go at the team after that, to be honest with you. It's a shame though. That goal from Lukaku put us in a good position there. And we go on there and mess it up. What I'm going to do is, guys, is basically play the FA Cup final on this video. And I'll be back as soon as I'm at the FA Cup final, so I'll see you in a bit. Hey guys, and welcome back. We just played the last remaining Premier League games, and I'll show you what happened there. We beat Nottingham Forest 1-0. Dede goal late on in the 84th minute, and then we had a 1-1 draw against Charlton. A game we completely dominated. We should have actually won that game by at least 3 or 4 goals, really. We just completely dominated them. But they got a penalty towards, 67th minute, and didn't score any more goals after that. So that was that. So that's our last game of the season. Going into today's game against Chelsea in a FA Cup final. Big game. They've got Gary Cahill out injured with a broken nose, and we've got Leighton Baines out injured. So hopeful, the last game against Chelsea, we lost 3-1. Obviously that was a bad performance, but previous games against Chelsea we've always been in a shout throughout the season. So let's see what we can do. I'll show you the Premier League table as it stands. As you can see here, we finished 3rd on 76 points, winning 23, drawing 7 and losing 8, 1 point ahead of Man City, who finished 4th, Liverpool finishing 5th and Stoke finishing 6th. Arsenal and Tottenham both had bad seasons, so we'll see what they get up to next season. But I'm really happy with the campaign in the Premier League. Obviously we need to, maybe next season, try and see if we can compete at the top of the league, as in, trying to win the title. Let's see what we can do there. Man United's got a 21 point gap ahead of us at the end of this season, so we need to play a lot better. But they were just insane this season, so so let's go into the game anyway. is the lineup: Lukaku, Depay, De Bruyne, Redmond, Fellaini, Roberto, Gibbs, Dede, Stones and Coleman and Koval. So it's a pretty strong team for us. Would like Leighton Baines to have played the last games of the season, but that's, you know, just unfortunate. They've got a pretty strong team: Costa, Cuadrado, Oscar, Eden Hazard, Pereira, I think that's how you pronounce it, Chaloba, Felipe Luis, Kolka, who they signed from us, Maicon, and Kurt Zuma on the right hand side. Maybe we can take advantage of that. Yeah, why not? Let's start the match, guys, at Wembley. Okay, Gibbs is on the ball. Okay, Fellaini's picked up a yellow card there. Redmond with a free kick. Dede, can he get onto it? But Petr saves. All over Chelsea at the moment. Stones to Roberto. Can Redmond get it? He does. De Bruyne. Good tackle by Chaloba. That looked like Eden Hazard just running through us there. Look at him. Squares it to Oscar. Good block there by Stones. In the last game, Oscar scored 2 goals from, like, you know, the goalkeeper parrying it out and him just tapping it in. I can't stand conceding those goals. Tackle him. Come on. Eden Hazard gets in the area, but a good tackle there by Coleman. I'll just give him a new contract. I doubled his wages. Okay, Coleman with a throw in there to Fellaini, back to Coleman. Not really the best cross, but Eden Hazard's got tons of space there to run in. He'll be looking to find Oscar, Cuadrado. God's sake. Ah, it's offside. I didn't actually see that being offside there. They've got a corner now. Redmond gets it away. To tackle him. Crunch him. Chaloba. Good tackle there by Coleman. Redmond needs to have a good game today. But Coleman with a real pointless clearance there. It was just to nobody. Cuadrado. Eden Hazard, but Koval gets it away. Lukaku, can he hold up the ball? That's it, to Gibbs. Fellaini's on a yellow card, so we need to be careful with him. Oscar. Gibbs is struggling against Cuadrado there. Dede gets it away. De Bruyne loses it straight away. Come on. Get it away. Passes it back. But Redmond gets onto it. Can he run at the defence there? Oh, Depay. Oh, it's the bar. It's very unlucky there. If we can go into half time, 0-0, I'll be happy. Okay. Let's keep it like that for a while. Do need to be careful with Fellaini though. He doesn't get sent off often at all, so I don't think he'll get another yellow card. Okay, Koval with a goal kick to Redmond. Lukaku. Roberto. Oh, for fuck's sake. Just terrible that. Pass it back, well done. Just terrible kick there. I just don't like this. It was giving the ball away like this. Oh, you fucking silly bastard. Like, look at De Bruyne there with a great pass. Redmond, Roberto. Roberto again. I'm taking him off. No, see, I'm saying again there. He might have not done this many times in this game, but he does it very often in games. I mean, normally concede from that. Let's have a little look. Everybody else seems to be okay. Yeah, his value has gone up considerably, and I don't know if I spoke about this in the last video or I spoke to a friend about it, Aaron. I'm tempted to sell Roberto because he gives the ball away a lot. Just when Dede picked up a knock, but David Luiz is back from injury, so you know what? I'm going to bring David Luiz on now. If we can win the FA Cup, you know, 2 trophies, 2 seasons, semi-final of the Champions League, 3rd place in the Premier League, you know, that's pretty good, I reckon, over 2 seasons. Not too bad. Okay, Coleman, Patino, Redmond. Pass it back to Redmond again. Gives it away or couldn't get to the ball. Oscar, Eden Hazard, number 43 is in a lot of space. Coleman, Eden Hazard. Koval saves it there. He stood tall there. Kolka. Okay, we need to make use of these. So Martino's a little bit better on the ball than Roberto, in my opinion. Okay, pass it back. Don't do any mistakes. Koval to Depay. Oh. Normally, when we've got the ball in those areas, we make good use of it. Oh no. See Zaha. It's always played good against me. And he gets an assist there for Berardi. We need to go for this now. Only 18 minutes left of the proper time. Don't know if there'll be any added time on Zoe. 78 minutes. Zuma with a throw in. Oscar Zaha. Good save there again by Koval. I did say at the beginning of the season that a good goalkeeper gives you 10 points, but a lot of people say that, you know, but I've been saying it for quite a long time. I'm not saying I'm the first person to ever say it, but he's definitely contributed this season. Fellaini. Should out, come on, fucking hell, look, Oscar's built like a kid. He's getting out muscled there. Lukaku, nice pass to Redmond. Just run with it, run with it. Coleman, can he get there? No. Oscar again. Berardi, good save by Koval, but Zaha is there to slot it in and make it 2-0 to Chelsea. That's his 4th goal of the season. Looks like Chelsea are like some... Okay, nah, you know what? Nothing's going to really happen here. Maybe we can get a cheeky goal though, you never know. Martino... that's full time. I mean, looking at the stats there, we actually had a good game, but I'm actually kind of pleased with the performance there, but everybody switched off. I weren't happy with us giving the ball away, don't get me wrong, but we give Chelsea a good game there, really. And they've got a strong squad. So yeah, unlucky again in the FA Cup. We had luck in the draws, as in we faced some pretty easy teams earlier on in the FA Cup, but you know, to come against Chelsea in the FA Cup final is a tough task. So that's the end of the 4th season. We're heading into the 5th season. It's going to be hard to top this season in many ways, or it's going to be hard to do it. Because finishing 3rd in the Premier League with Everton is good, and making it into a Champions League semi-final is also really overachieving. I want to have a better points tally, or be at least or more to the point. I want Man United to their form to be affected somehow, because they just ran away with the title. Looking at my squad, let's just have a look at the average ratings type of thing. Some players will be going. Phil Jagielka will be leaving because his contract is expiring. I'm going to be trying to sell Alex Song and Bernard. Sergio Roberto, look, he's a good player, great player, but he's worth like 20 million. I might be able to sell him for close to 30, and I've done well with that stuff before. Good player, but I might get someone in better. I've got someone in mind. I know Iniesta is coming in. Lampard is retiring as well. I think he's about 39. He's 39. I wanted him to stay another season though, but he don't want to. I might try and get a better centre back. Dede has been a bit suspect at times. I want somebody who can be more consistent, just with simple little things. Up front, hopefully Lukaku wants to stay. He actually come to me and said that he wanted to leave, even though we got into a semi-final in the Champions League. He said he wanted to join Juventus to play in the Champions League. So I think that kind of like one of the most stupid things, like interactions I've ever had with a player and Football Manager. You got a guy saying he wants to play in the Champions League, yet he's in the semi-final of the Champions League. I just don't get that. But I said to him, if we qualify, in the Champions League, for the next season, that he'll stay. So it looks like he'll stay. Ben Arthur, I'll get rid of him. He's on £69,000 a week. That's a lot of money. Good player though, can recommend him. So there's players that will be leaving, be using those wages to invest into better players, hopefully, and hopefully next season have a good push towards trying to win the Premier League. So that's that. So thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. And there'll be a lot more videos coming up over the space of the weeks. So take care.